Hello, Carl here, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over how to create Twitter accounts using an email list with the Twitter AC. So the first thing we're going to want to do is create some first name lists and last name lists for the profile details on the registration form. So I'm going to jump right into doing that, and you can follow along. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click this button to create your list. I'm going to create a first name list called First Names, and I'm going to select my gender. I want male names, and I can generate the names here using this button. You can use your own names, just add them here, one per line, and create your own list. So I've created that list. I'm going to close out of that, and the list will appear in this drop down. So I'm going to select the list and load that list, and you can see 115 names are loaded into the software. Same with the last names. I'm going to create another list called last names. Oops. I'm going to generate some last names and create the list and close out of that. You'll note that sometimes if you just create the list and you try clicking this to load the tick to load the names, sometimes it won't load them. You need to select it and load it. Next is the username list. So I'm going to create a username list. This works using a username mapper, so I'm just going to call it mapper. And the software will replace these placeholders, first name, £F and £L, with a name from the first name list and last name list that is loaded into the software. So I'm going to just generate a username mapper, which is it's spin syntax, and if you want to have a look up on it, it's pretty simple. It just picks what's between the curly braces, either a first name or a last name, and then it'll pick a number, another number, and it's got numbers. So I can test that now, and it's working fine. It's generating the usernames. I'm going to create that list, new list created, and close out of that and load the mapper, and there's one in the file. Password, just going to call it passwords. Now you can add your own passwords, one per line if you want, and you can use the spin syntax, so you can just generate a password which will generate just the right amount of characters for the registration. So I'm going to create that list and close out of that and load the list again. Now you're not going to have to do this every time that you open the software. You'll be able to just use your names lists as they're saved in text documents and just load them. You just need to remember to load the lists before you start the account creation. For this tutorial I was doing an email list, so I'm going to create an email list. I'm going to use Hotmail accounts. I've just created some fresh ones here using the Hotmail account creator, which doesn't come with the software, but you can get it from me. You can get it using the link here. If you click this link, it'll take you to the page. It creates Hotmail accounts, and you can add inbox rules, proxy connections, and generate your own usernames. It's quite a good account creator if you want to get that too. So I'm going to paste these emails. As you can see, it's an email, colon, and then the password. That's the format that they have to be in. So I'm going to paste them in there and set my mail server settings to Hotmail using the auto buttons here. You can also set Gmail if you wish. I'm using Hotmail. Just make sure that these are correct if you're using a different email provider service, and make sure you test your connection. It'll randomly pick an account from the list and test its connection. Testing connection. Come on. Try that again. Right, so we've connected there. Try another one. Yeah, so these accounts are working. I'm going to name my list emails, email list 1, and create the list. So we've created that list. Now I can load that list. See, I need to select my file, and I've got 9 accounts there, which means I can create 9 Twitter accounts if I want to do them confirmed. Next is the accounts list, which is pretty simple. Just name your list, your accounts list, whatever you want to call it. Just call it accounts 1, and create the list. That also needs to be loaded too. So, make sure you selected the list. There will be one in the file. If you can use this search button, and it will open the file in a text document or whatever format the file is in. So I'm going to just show you this now. This is what it will generate when you create the CSV file. First name, last name, password, email, the proxy that was used to create the account, if it's confirmed or not, the email data which is used when this CSV file is loaded back in to the software for the account confirmation, the confirmation link for what gets grabbed from the email, and that's it. So if you do open this, the accounts file, make sure you close it before you create the accounts, otherwise the accounts won't be able to save to the CSV file. So if you want to use proxies, which you can, I'm going to use proxies for this tutorial just to show you how it works. Go to proxy tools, and we're going to create a list called proxies. I'll call it my proxies, and I'm going to get my proxies, which are private proxies. They're good private proxies, which you can get from this site, myprivateproxy.net. There's a link there. Just close that. There's a link there to get some if you want to. And it's just one per line, and then it's your IP, colon, port number, colon, your username, and your password to authenticate the proxies. So I'm going to create that list, new list created, and close out of that. Once I've created it, I need to load this. So it's saying global proxies loaded. I have 11 there. There is a proxy checker. If you want to test your proxies, you can add them in here, and it's multi-threaded up to 50 threads. You can test public proxies on here too, and then you can just load the good proxies as your global proxies once you've tested them. So I'll test them quickly just to show you. And it's complete. Proxies tested 11, proxies passed 11 because of private proxies. Now go back to the account creation tab. I'm going to proxy my connections using the global list which we've just created and loaded. This feature, auto remove email accounts, is for when you're using the email lists, which we are doing because we're using these accounts. What it'll do is when the account's successfully been created, it will remove the email from the list so it don't use it again. It shows the CSV file that's loaded, so where it's saving the accounts. Capture retries is how many times the capture will retry until it gives up. Threads is the number of simultaneous browsers that is running at the same time. So I'm going to be creating 9 accounts as I only have 9 emails, and I'm going to use 9 threads. So each browser will be creating 1 account on each thread. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start the account creation, and it's going to start opening the threads using the emails. As you can see, the emails here. Sorry, I forgot to mention the capture services. just you can add from the tools menu, capture services accounts, and you can see my balance there. You can use def by capture, decapture, bypass capture, or capture sniper. I'm just going to close out of that. This is the status of the accounts that have been created. So we've got created 5, 6, 7, and failed 0 so far. 8 created. Right, so we had one which failed, and 8 have been created. And as we had this auto remove email accounts, as you can see, the emails now there is only one loaded in the list because it's failed to create. Right, so that's the end of this tutorial for the account creation. The next tutorial will be doing the account confirmation, where we will confirm the accounts and I will show you how to export them too. So I'll see you in the next video. See you later.